The brand was really built on being transparent around pricing. Not only the price the dealer was willing to sell the car at, but also some market data for consumers to use that they could judge how the pricing of the individual dealers were. So the site's a real mid-funnel site versus an upper funnel. We get shoppers when they're ready to go to the market, when they're ready to buy a vehicle, and when they want to check pricing in the local markets. The transition we're making is to a fully transactional marketplace. You know, the automotive marketplace has been devoid of a real Amazon, Expedia, Etsy type marketplace where you bring consumers and supply together, our retail partners, and connect them through really interesting technology. So that's what we're working on. It's called TrueCar Plus. We're testing it in Florida, having a lot of success. We've got about 100 dealers on the program, about 10,000 pieces of inventory. And we're really beginning to create that buying experience that consumers have been looking for in automotive.
Yeah, I know one of the challenges was getting a lot of dealers to kind of buy into it, and how well has that expanded out?
Well, I think, you know, there's been a lot of things over the past couple of years that has changed the way dealers think about things. COVID certainly advanced their thinking on being able to deal with consumers where they are. There was a period of time when people couldn't go to showrooms. So dealers found a way to deliver cars to consumers and to create that environment. The real key is to meet consumers where they are. If they want to come into your showroom, dealers have processes for that. If they want to buy from home, we're building a really efficient way to do that. And I think dealers are realizing they need to lean into those new technologies. We carry all the burden of the expense. Technology can be expensive. We've built the platform. We do the marketing. We have the traffic. So it's pretty much a turnkey experience for dealers to jump on board.
So the consumer is getting the price they should pay. The dealer is getting basically a lead and maybe even a customer.
That's right. And we're really trying to transition beyond the initial lead process and actually hand the dealer a done deal. Consumer can find a vehicle, understand the price, calculate a monthly payment, get a value for their trade, even apply for financing right on our site. We do that with all of the dealer's data, make sure that it's a deal very similar to what he would create in his showroom. The consumer can actually sign the paperwork and then decide whether they want to go into the dealership to get the vehicle or have it delivered to their home.
How are you competing then with, say, a Carvana, CarMax, Edmunds, KBB? They're all trying to kind of do the same thing and help the dealer get a done deal.
Right. Well, you know, Carvana and CarMax are actually customers of ours. They're on our marketplace. They're vertically integrated, you know, used car platforms, and they do a great job. Both of them folks do a great job. The advantage we have is we have new cars as well as used cars, and we also have certified pre-owned through our franchise dealer network. So we've got a broader selection than what the vertically integrated used car buyer has. And we also have 8 million monthly uniques that come to our site looking to buy a vehicle each month. So we think our traffic, the way it's composed, is more conducive than some of the other brand names you meant. You know, Edmunds is a great shopping site. Kelly's a great site to get data. We're more of a transaction. We want to become more of a transactional site, and we think we have the traffic and the retail partners to do that.
All right, so I come to TrueCar. I want to buy a car, and you tell me what I should pay, and the dealer is supposed to honor it, correct?
That's correct. All the pricing that we post on our site is actual sales transaction price. Customer can start with a consideration set, do some shopping, narrow it down to a vehicle that they're interested in, calculate a payment if they're a loan or a lease buyer, even a cash buyer. We give them a cash value, get a value for their trade. About 40% of consumers have a trade-in with their vehicle when they're doing a new transaction, so we help them with that. We give them an actual cash value, not a range, a number they can count on. And then we move them into the finance process where we'll have them fill out a credit app and actually go out into the marketplace and connect them with lenders who are interested in their business, paperwork, and then we'll bring you the car.
So, Mike, we've seen huge fluctuations lately in the used car market. It was very strong with the shortage and the supply chain worries.
Yeah, I think the key is staying on top of the data and making sure that you're aware of these changes as they're coming. Used car prices are adjusting. You know, they're coming down a bit, which will be good for consumers. Our data reflects that, and we try to indicate that in our pricing. Our offers are good for 7 days, just like many of the other competitors, and we make sure that when we give a consumer a value, we're prepared to stand behind it.
And I guess the big final question is your monetization. How does TrueCar make money?
Well, we've got a couple of different models. As everybody knows, we've always been a transaction site. So in states where you're allowed to, we have a transaction fee that we charge our dealers. Only when they sell a car do they owe us any money. And we'll try to stick to as close to that as we can with TrueCar Plus. Some state regulations force you to turn that into a subscription, but we always want to be monetizing a success event at the dealership. We think that's a sale of a vehicle, so we'll stay closely tied to, being rewarded when dealers sell cars.